guys, welcome back to another one of our Clouse's summer vacation videos. Today we are decorating Dirk Dreamer's teen bedroom. Now, I do not know why his bathroom does not have a floor. Like, this is just like vanilla game. I don't recall his bathroom not having a floor, but I'm gonna go ahead and give his bathroom a little bit of a tiny bit of makeover. But mostly we're focusing on his room. One thing I really did was like look at the rest of the house to kind of see, does it make sense for this nonsense color palette, and it kind of did. And so I started thinking, okay, well, why do we have all of this going on? Is this Darren? Like, who even did this? Who did this to this house? Who heard it? And I kind of got into my head that maybe like Darlene was a bit of a DIY kind of person, and maybe she was just really into like home makeover stuff, and so that was essentially my excuse for leaving the house the way it was and allowing the house to look like this. I left the blue floor and the blue walls because, you know, ordinarily I was changing the carpets to kind of make it all match and be consistent throughout the houses, but in this case, maybe she went and got some remnants because her son said he liked the color blue and made his whole room blue, and maybe he's regretting that now that he's older, but at the time, that's what he wanted. And then I just did the little flowers because that's actually really easy to do with like vinyl stickers if you really have the time, so I just did that. In terms of Dirk himself, he kind of didn't have a lot in his room. Like, he didn't have any posters or anything, he just had the wardrobe, everything was blue except that end table, and he had the model airplane, and that really was kind of all I had. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe he likes to build like models, model airplanes, model cars. We know he's a fortune sim. We know he's really worried about money. So maybe he's just focused on earning money and kind of getting out of Dodge. He doesn't really want to live like this. And can you blame him? Like, it has to be really difficult when you have a parent that's kind of a grown child. Like, I think Darren's a cool sim, but also like a terrible parent in that he just is a bit selfish. And I started thinking kind of about the family dynamics, and it seems like recently things have gone downhill. Like, Darlene was kind of holding them together, which makes me think that she probably was the one with the job and was just letting Darren do what he wanted, which makes me not really like him, to be completely honest. Like, you know, she was allowing it, she was allowing this to happen, but like, why was she allowing this to happen? So yeah, I ended up coming out of this really irrationally angry at Darren, so I might have to drown him in a pool, we'll see. Dirk's actually a pretty neat sim, so I didn't want his room to be too messy, but I really liked that chair with the clothes on the back of it, so I ended up keeping it. I wanted to make sure that he had a desk set up where he could, he's got like storage for like various model plane bits, because I don't know if you've seen people who build those models, but there's like a lot to it, so that's why the little storage thing's there. He didn't have a computer in his room. I always thought he did, but the computer's actually out in the kitchen, and I figured Darren does not pay attention, so that's fine to leave it out there. I wanted kind of like an end table-y sort of area. My initial plan was to have like Dirk be a bit of a hustler in terms of like he was selling candy and like just really doing everything he could to earn money. It didn't quite work out the way that I wanted. Also, I was being driven nuts by all the different wood tones. Like, it was making me so mad. I hate it when all the wood tones are different. But yeah, this room at least is a little bit closer to how I envisioned it. I actually filmed Rip Grunt's bedroom before I did this one. I was supposed to do this one, but I really wanted to do Rip's room, and I already had all the CC for it, so I did that ahead of time, but then I ended up, some of the CC wasn't installed properly, so I had to go back and fix it, which I did today. So yeah, I'm having quite a fun time with all of these. It's nice to just revisit these characters and to really like look at their rooms, not for the first time, but definitely the first time in a long time, to really focus on what is actually there versus kind of the idea that I've built in my head of them. Yeah, I'm changing out the bed because I was just like, I can't do this many wood tones. I can't do it. I love that end table. It is gonna go because I couldn't handle the end. Just, there was too many wood tones. I couldn't do it. And I was very sad that I had a bunch of cute end tables that were too tiny as well. But we do get there. And I did this one a little bit differently. I noticed that I had started, like, I show you a lot of my shopping, so to speak, of me going through the catalog, but then I would just cut to, like, the bedroom fully decorated, because it was taking too long for me to decorate. So I tried to, like, include a little bit more of me decorating. I'm mostly, I just think of those, like, decorating shows where, like, they show you the process a little bit, but then, like, the end result's a surprise. But mostly it's just time. I don't have a lot of time, so editing videos is not my favorite thing either, so the less that I can do, the better. I'm a little bit lazy, I'll admit that, so I think I found a good balance with this one at least. Yeah, I definitely wanted a lot of shelves, because I wanted to put up as many model items as possible. But I wasn't, like, solid on exactly what I wanted. Like, each of these rooms I've approached in a different way. For him, I knew really who I wanted him to be, so to speak, but I didn't have the specific items. Like, I just downloaded a bunch of stuff and I wanted to see what would work. And here I'm just kind of putting together the bathroom really quick. I decided to do the shower tub combo because it made more sense. And then that toilet has been the bane of my existence since the game came out, because it does not have a true white base and top part, and I don't understand why. It's like an off-white, and it just drives me nuts, so I replaced it. But yeah, like, I knew what I wanted it to show. I just, like, for example, I knew I wanted him to be into a sport. I just didn't particularly know which sport it was going to be. I was like, I don't know if it would be basketball, baseball, football. Like, I didn't know. So I was like, well, we'll see. I downloaded a bunch of, like, variety sports things, and I was like, whatever I've got kind of the most of and fits in his room will go. I knew that I was going to make him diabetic because I was trying to think of, like, why Darlene died kind of thing, and I was like, well, you know, my dad is diabetic, and I know that he almost died because he decided to just ignore that he had diabetes, and maybe Darlene just kind of was ignoring because she needed to support her family, and she ended up dying. And it's sad, but maybe she did make sure that her son, you know, knew what he had, knew how to take care of himself, that kind of thing. And I did actually find some CC for that, so he has his little monitors and stuff, like, not insulin, but he's got some stuff for that. Yeah, here was me grabbing the candy bars because I was going to have him, like, have some, like, rows out of, like, he was selling them maybe for, like, llama scouts or that kind of thing, but it didn't end up quite working out. Just, it looked weird. And now I'm just kind of looking, like, coffee, energy drinks. Like, he's definitely a hustler. Because he doesn't want to live like this. And I don't blame him. Like, I wouldn't want to. I grabbed all of the toy cars, the helicopter, all of it. I didn't really want him to have, like, a TV. I thought about putting, like, a laptop on the bed maybe, but, like, I didn't really want him to have that kind of thing in his room. I did give him an iPod as well, an alarm clock. He definitely seems like the type that would have the alarm clock. Like, he just seems like a kid who grew up really fast and has all of his shit together, which I applaud that because I was not that kid. I was not. Like, I wanted the calculator and just, like, I was going through just really looking for, like, okay, what shows that he's just really together. I thought about photography briefly for him. I would like one of these teens to be into photography because I'm doing quite a few of them, but so far none of them have really, like, inspired me in terms of, like, yeah, I think that they would be really into photography, but I have a ton of, like, really good CC for it now, and I'm just waiting for someone to be like, me, pick me. I mean, I guess I could just pick somebody, but that's not the same. I love that little lamp. It's just like a little dog, and it's so cute. I wanted a really good lamp for this table, because this is, like, where he's building the models, which is also why I didn't want a computer or anything on it, so it needed to have, like, really good lighting. I just threw a light otherwise in here. I like saving things on the side from the original room, too. I just feel like that helps me remember kind of the feeling that was there, what it looked like. I was really confused by these until I finally realized they were just really teeny tiny. But yeah, it was just, basically I was like, what is responsible? I'm not sure my ideas of responsible fit in with everybody's, but you know. I was also looking for like travel brochures and like interior decorator magazines. I'm trying to think of what else, just like, I just keep saying responsible, but like that really was just like the main focus. And also just like inspo kind of things of like him looking, going, someday I want to have like a sports car and I want to take vacations to Sulani kind of thing. It's me just kind of putting different sports ball things out. I thought briefly about him like playing D&D as well, but I was like, I don't think Angela probably gets him to do that. I also wanted to put Monopoly in his room, but the way those are set up, like, it just would have been awkward and weird in his room. I put the little Sims Rubik's Sea Cube as well. Because he definitely strikes me as a Sim who's very smart, very clever. He kind of had to be. I wanted to get a wardrobe in here, but none of them really fit that corner. I thought about this one briefly, going where that kind of chest was, but I decided the chest was sufficient. I didn't want to put a closet in. I know I did that for Rip Grunt, but I didn't, yeah. There was too many blues going on as well. I was just like, it's just, no. So we just did not have a wardrobe. And that's fine. Like, I don't have to do everything exactly the way that the rooms were. It's just more inspiration. I can't believe simultaneously how many of these I've gotten done and how many I need to do still. I keep looking at my list, I'm like, you've got a lot of these to do, and it's already, I have like 12 days. I need to get move on, which, I work better under pressure, it's fine. I had a lot of fun with his room though. I never really had a Sim that I was just like, they're really into building, you know, model cars and model airplanes. Like, that was just, it's kind of new for me. I did put some like action figures and stuff, but it was just getting too broad. So I ended up taking those out later. But yeah, nothing really going on with me in real life. I'm just working on finding out continuously what's going on with my brain, as per usual. It's gonna be fun going on my little trip while I'm dizzy. See how that works out. I'm very nervous about it, but hey, I'm gonna be in a car, I can lie down if I need to. That's what I figure is, everyone's like, well, wait a minute, are you dizzy? I'm like, yeah, I can lie down at home just as well as I can in a car. Like, the movement really isn't gonna do much. Because I've already tested it, like driving around, other people driving around with me lying down, there's no real difference. I don't know what's happening. Sure would like to. But first I get a fight with insurance companies, because yay. I've also started rereading Wheel of Time again, because I do that. It started as just like particularly going over one character, but now I've wanted to for years basically just go over like and list all of the particular fashions in Wheel of Time, specifically like here are all of the outfits, because Robert Jordan does list a lot of clothing. Like, he was very detailed, and there's just so much there, and I just want like a giant resource there, so if you want to search by green, you can find every green outfit that was ever mentioned. And so I've started doing that. I've only done the first chapter because I'm gonna have people review and see how the tagging is and see if there's anything I need to edit before I get too far ahead of myself. But yeah, so I'm excited about that project as well, because why not? I already am doing a million, billion, jillion things. Let's just add more projects. Just add more projects, of course. But I mean, I've been meaning to do it, and it also is going to help me with another project that I've been meaning to do that I haven't been able to do quite yet. That is also Wheel of Time related, and has to do with kind of more artsy things. That's gonna have to wait till I actually have my kind of craft room set up. That's waiting for me to be fully moved in now, because essentially I'm kind of a creative person, I would say, and I like to make things. I wouldn't say I'm a full-on like maker, but like I like to craft things, and so like I would like to learn how to do all kinds of things. Like I have this Hot Wheel van that I bought that reminds me of like the Sims, like the different vehicles that come, like the delivery car and like the exterminator and things, and I've always wanted to modify it so it looks like the exterminator car, and I just have never had the time. And once I have my room, I might actually be able to do that, because I'm going to have a setup. And just things like that. Like, I've just really wanted to do all these different craft projects. So I would like to start doing those as well. And then I think about, like, trying to record them and doing that. But oh my gosh, it sounds exhausting. I mean, it would be fun, but also tiring. Because, like, yeah, I would love to document it, and I would love to, like, put it on social media and everything, but just, like, sometimes it just becomes a whole thing. Oh, those Air Jordans, I was super duper excited about those, because it seemed like a status thing, and because I was kind of picturing Dirk as, like, very into money just because he didn't have any, it seemed very important to have, like, status items. And I just remember growing up, like, Air Jordans, a lot of the boys in my middle school and high school were just, like, obsessed. Like, they would clean them with toothbrushes and stuff, so I got him a couple pairs of Air Jordans, because it just felt right. I also did, apparently I have I don't know why I have the CC, but I do have food stamps. I was going to put that in his room, but then I couldn't get it to go on an OMSP, so I took it out, and I felt really bad about it too. I was like, oh, can you imagine how bad he would feel? But it wouldn't go on the OMSP, so then I ended up deleting it, but I did have that in there for a little bit. Because they are in a bad way, like, we all know that. They have all the bills that are all the different colors, and I thought about putting more bills too, but I don't think he would keep the bills in his room anyways. Like, he wouldn't want to really look at them. He would know they were there, and he would know that he probably would have to be the one to take care of them, but that doesn't mean that he wants them around him. This is his happy space. Yeah, I kind of grabbed some other, like the plants and, like, the bag, and just, like, I try to grab some, like, generic decoration stuff with every room that I do, because no matter who you are, like, just because, say, you like sports and building models, just because those are the things that you like, it doesn't mean you don't end up with, like, other miscellaneous stuff in your room that people have gotten you over the years. Like, maybe you buy a plant at Home Depot, or you end up with just, like, a random toy that you get for Christmas. Like, just things end up in your room, especially if you've been in a place for a long time. You just accumulate stuff, and it might not necessarily be things that you've purchased for yourself, so it's not always things that pertain to hobbies you like. So that's why I try to get, like, generalized items that aren't necessarily pertaining to specific hobbies or traits that I'm trying to portray with these characters. I just feel like that's really important. Also, there is the book that I was looking for, Rip Grunt, that I was so mad that I couldn't find. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong the first time. I was so mad. I was just like, ugh. Okay, yeah, here, I did a cut because I was like, alright, it's taking me forever to shop, so we're gonna actually put things in the room now. So you can see I put all the different sports posters. I decided to go with soccer, because I had quite a bit of soccer stuff. And I was like, you know what, let's just do soccer. Soccer seems like a good sport choice. I also wanted him to be kind of into void critters, just because I wanted to make sure he had kind of something in common with his girlfriend, because Lilith and Angela both really like games, but Lilith more likes like arcade games. She isn't so much into like the D&D type of games, but I think she'd really like Void Critters. She likes the social games, and I think Void Critters is a very social game, so I think having him kind of be into Void Critters gives them something in common. And like I said before, I wanted to give him like the sports car and then like kind of the cheesy Hawaii beach kind of picture hanging up, but like the ideal. I wanted him to be in Scouts. That seemed like something that he would be part of. I also really like the idea that he's super into like the Air Force. Kind of just like the freedom of it and the idea that he could just fly away. I think he'd be really, really into that. Again, with like the building the model airplanes and stuff. I also was so happy about these investment certificates. I feel like he would be as well, because it's something like maybe he saved up for a really long time and bought this certificate. I think of it because I had him as a kid. Like every Christmas, my grandfather would buy me savings bonds, and like that, you know, I could cash them in once they were old enough or whatever. But like, I feel like that would be very much his vibe. I had the 5,000 and the 10,000. I ended up deleting the other one because I don't think he could save that much money. But yeah, and just like, again, like little miscellaneous things that maybe he made like an art class kind of thing. I wanted to include the propeller, but I could not get it to fit. It was just too big. It was too big. The trees also were getting on my last nerve. I kept the cranes because of that one story about like if you make 1,000 paper cranes, like your wish comes true. I feel like when Darlene started getting sick, maybe she told him that, and so he started making them, and then she died. So he kept the ones he made, but like it was like a reminder for him that like there's no easy way out. And then of course the actual model airplane. So that's the original one, and then I put a couple other ones up as well. And then I had the 3 rugs put together just to kind of show, or not show, but just kind of make a rug that fit the room. Yeah, I really had a lot to choose from. This is me getting mad at the tree. I was like, I'm not gonna move him, I'm not gonna move him. And like a second later, I'm like, yes I am, yes I am. Yeah, see, that's the candy display. I was like, maybe I can put the candy display up here. And I'm like, no, it just doesn't make sense. It wasn't right. I really love this. It's just so perfect for like a desk. It annoys me because there's like a slot on top of it. So it's just like everything kept slotting to the top of it, and it makes no sense for things to slot to the top of it, but you know, it's The Sims. And then I had like this little calculator. I feel like math is definitely a subject that he's very fond of. I kept kind of jumping around. Like the drill was for like building models again. I had a couple toolboxes because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. I was trying to see which models would actually go on the shelves by themselves, and I was also paring down. It's me getting sick of the tree. Paring down as well which models I wanted to use. So I just pulled all of them, the houses, every single one, but eventually I'm like, I gotta narrow this down a little bit. Because I had like some Lego ones, I had like a Terranium, I also had some like awards, I had like the Scout award, just different things. Some plants. I had some glasses. I've had a few characters like I put glasses and I'm like, should they actually wear glasses? I don't know. Little like fair awards, just different life things to make them feel like they actually live in this space. I was getting super annoyed that things were not going on that shelf. I was like, come on, something go on the dang shelf. I really liked the idea of like that plate or that little planter made by kids, because maybe it was something he made for his mom, but it ended up getting cut. It just wasn't fitting right. And here we are. We're gonna go ahead and walk through the room. It's kind of a tight squeeze, so I'll show you this and then I'll actually go to it, but yeah, kind of the desk, all the different things that I put. We've got just kind of miscellaneous stuff over the shelf with all those models. I'm just gonna flip it around. Okay. Going too quick. Going too quick. Bathroom, I just put some little clutter. Nothing major. But you can see like the investment thing, all the different things in the wall. You can see some snacks, the travel brochures, the interior design stuff on the nightstand. Oh my gosh, I'm going too fast. Clouse, you're going too fast. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going too quick. Like the video if you did, and I will see you in the next one.